They've been burned down, they've been blown up, but still they keep going. Talking about the Midway Baptist Church on the old Jacksboro Highway just across from the old Power Show's fireworks. They celebrated their 50th anniversary this past Sunday with all-day singing, preaching, good food, and great fellowship. Old friends who have long since moved on came back for another visit to a place they once called home. New friends meeting others and telling their stories of the people and past events at Midway. It was a bittersweet day for almost everyone as the memories came rushing in. Brother Kenny Gillum was guest speaker for the morning service. He talked about his past experiences at Midway and the fond memories he has, especially of Reverend Ernest Goins.
Brother Goins always preach very hard. I remember him preaching on Sunday. We'd have a 3 o'clock broadcast, a 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock broadcast over WLAF there at Big Creek Gap Baptist Church. And we'd always made him. And he'd always preach and preach hard. Well, on Monday morning, his yard would be strewed with garbage bag and garbage where people come by and delivered their garbage to him. But that's the way they treated God's band, some folk back then. But Brother Goins never got mad about it. He just praised the Lord and went on. He told them about it. He'd tell them about it on the radio, and then he'd get his front yard filled up again.
After the morning service, everyone went back into the fellowship hall and enjoyed a feast, a highlight video done by yours truly, and some good old-fashioned fellowship. Afterwards, they all waddled back to the sanctuary to enjoy some great gospel groups like our very own Big Josh Eder and On Call, along with tribute and a special appearance by the Gloryland Boys. Pastor Johnny Dabney, the third pastor in the church's history, was overwhelmed at the turnout. We got him to slow down long enough to talk with us.
Had a very great response. A lot of people showed up. A lot of the old members of the church came to be with us today, and we've just had an exceptional great time. I guess I've got two memories that stick in my mind the most is when the first church burnt down. I was just a little bitty kid, and I can remember we was at Westland Falling on the playground. And we heard the sirens and saw the big puff of smoke go up, but we didn't know what it was at that time. And then later on, we found out that afternoon that our church had burnt down. And that was a devastating memory that I had, of the church. And then the second one was when the church had the explosion across the street. And what we hate worse than anything, 4 people lost their lives during that time. We have on our services, Sunday morning, we have Sunday school starting at 10 o'clock. Then at 11 o'clock, we have the morning worship service. Then on Sunday night, we have our evening worship service that starts at 6 o'clock. And then Wednesday night, we have a Bible study class, and it starts on 7 o'clock on Wednesday nights.
They made up T-shirts commemorating the day. They had them on sale for $7. Now, if you'd like one, or if you weren't able to make it to the service Sunday, you can call the good folks at Midway, and they'd be more than happy to sell you a one-of-a-kind T-shirt commemorating a day that will never come this way again. I got 2, one for Sharon and myself, and I will cherish them for years to come, along with my experience from Sunday's events. This is David Graham reporting for WLAF.